How you doing? This is Doug Shapinski from Bridgestone Tire. We're here at the Red Bud National, and I'm going to show you Transworld did an article on tire changing, and we're going to give you the video version of it. This is Kevin Windham's wheel, actually left over from Southwick, and going to change a tire. One of the first things you do is break down the tire, is remove the valve core, let all the air out. The next thing you're going to do is loosen up the rim lock. The ratcheting 12mm wrenches seem to work the best. Can ratchet it off, comes off nice. Take it all the way out to the last thread because you want to get as much play in there. Make sure the rim lock is free and moving. Now you want to take your tire iron. I prefer to use the spoons. Any tire iron will work well. I wouldn't suggest a screwdriver or anything pointed. Just put the tire iron in, using your hand and your thumb as well, and pop that bead down. Do that all the way around the tire. Make sure that the bead is completely unseated. Then you're going to want to flip the tire over. Do the same process once again. Making sure that you've got the rim lock loose. Then I'd suggest that you start by making sure that the sprocket side's down. The sprocket can be a little sharp and catch you a little bit easier than the easiest to use 3 tire irons to take it off. Starting 180 degrees away from the rim lock, put all 3 tire irons in. Place them all in before you actually try to do anything. Then you want to come back over here, push your rim lock in. Make sure that the bead falls down into the bead seat. They call that the dish of the rim. Put it down in the bead seat and then come over here, just give a little pressure and then hang on to these ones. Flip them up 1, 2, 3 in a row. Now the reason you use 3 is that it makes the middle one comes out nice and easy. You don't scratch your rim, you're not dragging it back and forth. And then once again, just push down with your thumb and you can put your tire iron in, take the middle one out. Once you get halfway, they'll all fall out. You can pretty much do it with just one. Make sure it's free all the way around. Reach inside, pull out your tube. It's good to inspect your tube now, make sure that there aren't any loose balls or anything, any dirt. Anything that looks suspicious at all, you'd want to change out your tube. This one here basically just has a moto on it from Southwick. So for practice today, it looks like it'd be just fine. I'm going to take and put a valve core back in. We use a baby powder, lubes up the tube, cuts down on friction, cuts down on the heat. Put a little baby powder on there. Then you want to have just enough air in the tube so that it'll crease on your finger. So that's a pretty good thing. If it doesn't give the crease there, you probably have a little too much in there. It'll be too firm, too difficult to mount. If you have no air in there whatsoever, there's a chance that you'd get it twisted or something. But here, it'll untwist itself all by itself. So that's why it's good to put a little air in it. Back over here now, there's a couple of different ways to take it off, but the one I prefer is like the outside to the inside. So you've taken off the one side, flip the wheel over, once again starting 180 degrees from the rim lock. Now you can just push it over top of the wheel. Next thing you want to do is inspect your wheel. Make sure if you're using the rim band that the wheel is clean. If you're using duct tape, it doesn't look like it's got any dirt in it or anything. If you have any problems at all, you want to make sure you inspect and clean this. I know that this wheel is relatively new. It's well maintained and cared for by a factory mechanic. It's obviously that it's not dirty inside. There was no dirt come off the tube, so we're in good shape there. If you have any questions at all, when in doubt, always strip it down, clean all the spoke nipples so that they'll be usable to tighten them. re-duct tape it, put a new rim band on, whatever it takes. Once you've inspected it all the way around, then you want to take a look at your rim lock. Make sure your rim lock doesn't have any folded edges over your loose things here, any cracks, any malfunctions. Make sure your stem is straight, that the threads aren't messed up. Place it back in. So you've pretty much inspected everything and taken a look. All's well.